This is how I make mole de chile rojo con pollo y nopales. These are the ingredients you will be needing for this mole. I'm gonna use chicken legs and chicken thighs. Have a package of these two. Have a package of this one, have a package of this. You will need nopales. We've taken the thorns off of them already. You will need salt, garlic, cinnamon, and these are clavos. So basically, they're cloves, whole cloves. You will need all-purpose flour. You will need chiles de árbol. Either you use the Japanese kind or the regular chile de árbol. You will need chile guajillo, which is this one right here. Okay, I usually use the California one. And then the chile pasilla ancho. So those are the ingredients that you will be needing. You will also need a stock pot, the larger stock pot for the chicken while you're cooking the chicken. And you will need a small stock pot for the nopales. And you need another stock pot to boil the chiles. And you will need a frying pan. You will need a molcajete and a blender. So I went ahead and I put the chicken thighs and chicken legs in here with a couple of garlic cloves. I leave the skin on just because here in the house the guys like the skin, but some people like to remove the skin. Although if you do leave the skin, it is a lot tastier. There's a lot more flavor. So basically you're just going to go ahead and fill the stock pot with water. I'm going to say about 3/4 full. Once this starts boiling, then I'll go ahead and add some salt and let it boil till the chicken is cooked. So while I got my chicken boiling, I'm preparing all my chiles, okay? So the chicken's boiling and I'm preparing all the chiles. Taking out the chilies from the chile pods, making sure they're all out because I do not want my chile to be sour. These are Japanese chili pods. They don't come with the stem, and they're just like chile del árbol, but these are the Japanese ones. They're kind of spicy. So I use a handful of Japanese chili pods. At the same time, I use the original chile del árbol. These have the stem, and all I'm going to do is break off the stem and add them to my chiles. So these are the chile del árbol with the stems taken off. I'm going to add about 4 times this amount. This is supposed to be a spicy type mole. You can use less chiles if you prefer, but the original ingredient does take it to be like spicy. So I'm going to add about 4 times this amount. Simply going to wash these before I put them to boil. Okay, so this is where I add the salt to it. So the salt that I'm going to add, it all has to do with the proportion of how much meat you're using, how much chicken you're using, and how much water you're going to have. So make sure you don't overdo it when you do the salt content, okay, because you can always add salt, but you can't remove it. So I'm not going to put too much. Okay, let's talk about the nopales. These nopales have been, we took out the thorns, they're washed, they're clean, they're dried. I am going to cut them in fairly small pieces. A lot of people don't like food with nopales because of the texture that it gives. But if you follow my instructions to the T, you will not have any slimy textures. You will really love nopales. Not until I did this this meal did I ever like eating nopales. But if you do what I say exactly to the T, you guys will enjoy this meal with nopales, okay? Okay, so once I cut them, they're kind of slimy right now, but I rinsed them off before even putting them to boil, okay? So make sure you rinse them off to the fullest. So I got the washed nopales in the stock pot with the ajos. I'm gonna fill it up like halfway, just the nopales halfway up with water. You don't wanna put more water than that. I'm gonna cover it up and I'm going to cook it until these nopales are a darker green, not this bright green, but a darker green. So this is what we got so far. We got the chicken boiling with the ajo and the salt. We got the chiles on the stove, hoping that they boil anytime soon and get soft. And then we have the nopales that I'm gonna cover up and gonna cook until they're dark green. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chile pods. Make sure we're pushing them down, mixing it in so that they can get all nice and soft. Let's take a look at the chicken. Yeah. Last but not least, the nopales. These are the clavos enteros, the whole cloves. I put just about that much, as you can see. I don't know, about 20. And I'm just gonna grind these in the molcajete. So I'm grinding the clavos in the molcajete. Let's check the nopales. They look still bright green, so they still need quite a bit more to go. See, these nopales are like a darker green instead of the light bright one. They're like a deeper green than originally. So that's when you know they're ready. This is the darker nopales that I told you about, not bright green, the darker, deeper color. Once again, I'm making sure that these are nice and clean. These are not going to be slimy. You are going to enjoy these nopales, okay? Even at this point, I just rinsed them out. If you just get one and put it in your mouth, you will love the taste. I did put a little bit of salt in the nopal right before putting them to boil, just a real little bit. And if you taste these, you will like them. And this is going to be awesome in the Go ahead and put this nopales aside and let's prepare the mole itself. Okay, this is a very crucial part of making mole, chile rojo, in tipo mole, in type of mole, okay? Many people don't do this, but the way you get the mole to be thick is that you use baking flour. And some people just put the baking flour without even frying it, cooking it, or anything like that. But if you want your meal to have a great flavor and the authentic Mexican flavor, this is what you want to do, okay? So you're going to get some oil, and then you're going to get the flour, and you're going to fry it. You're going to fry it until it's nice and golden brown, the entire thing. So this is all you're going to do until it's nice and golden brown. Mixing it constantly so it doesn't burn. Once again, you just keep at it until it's nice and golden brown. So this is what it should be looking like. Okay, so it's nice and golden brown, nice and cooked. This is ready to be all mixed in. To start, I'm gonna add 3/4 of a stick of cinnamon to the blender, okay? And then I'm gonna add the chile, the clavos, the salt, the chicken juice, and the baking flour. I'm gonna add a mixture of the chiles that have been cooked and they're ready to be blended. A good size amount. of the mixture. I added some water to the clavos that I was grinding, and I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this in. This is very important for this flavor of this chile. And I'm going to pour the rest in as soon as I can get it all with a little bit more water. I added a tad bit more water to go ahead and put the rest in. Additionally, I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add the rest of the chiles to this chile mixture. And then I'm going to add a couple cups of the water that it was actually cooked in. Okay? And again, blend. And I actually do it again. Blender, I'm going to go ahead and transport the chile into a bowl. Since I am going to use this juice to make the mole, I'm going to take about half of the juice from this pot, transport it to a bowl, and then I'll be pouring it back in once it's converted into mole. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour some chile into the blender, back into the blender. Okay, maybe about half full. Once I've done that, I am going to get some chicken juice and put that into the blender too. So I just poured some chicken juice into the blender, and now I'm going to get the baking flour, and I'm going to go ahead and put about 5 scoops of this in here. Now I'm going to blend. So I just blended the chile, the mole, and I'm going to pour it in to the rest of the stock pot, the chicken juice, and I'm going to make another blending mixture. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to make my second mixture. A couple of spoons of salsa, or the chile mix. Okay. The I'm going to fill up the blender with some chicken juice. And then I'm going to add the baking flour. Once again, I added the chicken juice and I added the baking flour. Again, blend. Blend till it's well mixed. I'm going to go ahead and pour in that mixture. I'm going to simmer the stove so that it can start working on getting thick. Okay, so this has been simmered. It's been simmering so it can get thick. So all I'm going to do now is add the nopales. Okay, so I've added some nopales, and this I'm going to lightly mix. I still have this on low. This is a really good, true Mexican authentic. Okay, so this is the end result. This is mole de chile rojo with nopales and pollo. Okay, so this is the end result. We got the chicken, we got the nopales, and the mole. This is delicious with homemade flour tortillas. Bon appetit!